I just want to get to the point where I have something that I'm like really good at. I don't feel like I have anything that.
Yeah, I think for sure you're gonna have to drill something.
Did you hit the board?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so George, you're gonna have to edit the part of this film, or you can leave this in, whatever you want to do. So we're gonna go over some of the different ways that I set up my loop chokes and some of the success that I've had with my loop chokes and how I've gotten there. All right, so I like to do the loop choke a little bit differently. Okay, the traditional way to do the loop choke that I see a lot of people do is they get in the collar, right? And then they're gonna come under the neck and they're gonna flare this elbow up and then they're gonna feed this hand up here just like this. All right, and it's effective. I'm not saying that it's not effective, but I like to kind of make it where I know for a fact that I'm gonna get a sweep out of it or I'm gonna get a better position out of it. So I'm gonna start playing the loop choke right off the collarbone, okay? So anytime I grab the collar, I wanna grab at the collarbone. I don't wanna grab too high and I don't wanna grab too low. If I grab too low or I grab too high, it like goes over his shoulder or it like punches him in the pec, right? And there's like not that I want that bone where I can actually like push off the bone or I can pull them in, all right? So when I'm on his bone, now I want to grab the head and I want to flare out and then I want to connect my shoulder to his shoulder, okay? And this is how I set up all of my loop chokes. So what I'm going to get into is I'm just going to do the basic part of my loop choke real quick. And then after that, I'm going to just kind of show how I dive into them or get into sweeps, all right? So I get the loop choke, I grab the head, I pull it to my shoulder, right? Now that I have the shoulder, I'm going to grab Brandon's knee line right here, okay? So as soon as I have a knee line, and the biggest thing here, because as you're going live, just grabbing anything to stop them from rolling, all right? So now I'm gonna take my head and I'm gonna like back up, and then I'm gonna come under him, and we're gonna go north-south here. So now I'm gonna roll under Brandon, okay? And then I'm gonna come out right here, all right? So when I'm here, I see a lot of people try to finish the choke here. What I wanna do is I wanna get my shoulders up on Brandon, and then I wanna pull. All right, so you can also get it, I'll get it just by going here, right? Grabbing the knee and pulling and putting my head under, and then I come out, and then my leg goes on top, right here. Up, and then pull. All right? Like, I'm done with this. So, now I see a lot of people, they start going to like a combat stance. So I'll have like a collar sleeve and he'll come up and he'll put this leg up here and I'll be playing a spider guard, collar sleeve, he'll come down and he'll have good posture here. All right, and I necessarily can't get the loop choke and they know that I want to do the loop choke. So what I've been doing is I'm gonna like stand up and then I'm gonna punch him over. So I'll come over back and I'll stand up and then I'll shove him over like this. You get the loop choke. And sometimes I get the loop choke, but a lot of times I get the sweep. Like as the person's posturing up, I just punch them over with the collarbone, right? Not necessarily looking for the loop choke, but it's one of those things that they know that that's what I want to do, so they don't want to go forward. So as they're kind of like putting their posture backwards, I can drive them back on their butt. Sometimes they hit their butt and they fight back up, right? So then I get the loop choke. All right, so put this leg up, right? So I'm here and we're playing open guard or whatever, and I'll go for this and he'll posture up right away, right? And no matter where that's at, then I'm going to like one of two things. I'm just gonna put my hand on his collarbone and I'm gonna push through him and I'll put him back, all right? So, or I'll push through to him and he'll post and then he'll come back into me, right? And then I'll put the loop choke in, right? And now it's in. So now I just have to grab the knee and I have to come around and now I'm here. See? Shoulder to shoulder and then under and then pull, right here. All right? So that's kind of how I dive in the loop choke. Now, if I can't get this right here, all right, what I do is, or if I can't get this leg, and he like keeps it away, right? The nice thing about having this loop choke is I can always come up here, right? We're still in the loop choke. All right, so scoot down here. Now I've come around, right? And I'm in the front and my head's here. So I posture up and this leg comes right behind his, right? Just like I did in the Master Worlds. And my knee pushes. So I need to find that one video too, because I kind of punch my opponent over at the Adult Worlds when he's posturing, right? I go for the loop choke, and right when they posture up, that's when I knock them over, okay? So I'm kind of just getting more used to the fact that more people know that I throw the loop choke, and the posture with that is normally what you can use to carry over, all right? So just setting up your loop chokes, the biggest thing that you need to do, right, is as people pass too, right? So like if Brandon grabs both my legs and he passes, okay? And then he starts coming down, this is also where I get my loop chokes at. So he passes this way, and then I feed the head in right here. And even though he's in side control right now on me, right, I still have his head, okay? So as long as I can take my arm, and I can come across his hip, and I can keep my shoulder here, right, I can still set my loop chokes up. Like this side. So I get a lot of people that pass me. And the real way that you would want to pass would essentially be this way. And you would want to keep your head at an angle where I couldn't put it into a loop choke. So he grabs my pants and people just naturally pass one way. So when he passes, right, here, I flare up and then he drives forward. I gotta make sure that my hand comes over here and my shoulder stays connected to his, okay? As long as that can happen, I can start to swing and catch, all right? Then I gotta make sure that he can't run away. So, the other thing here, under, pull. So, that's kind of just a way that my loop chokes evolved and started to have more success with it, is looking for it when people are doing, like your Toriando passing, side to side, and just understanding that you need to make sure that they're going to pass to the side that's going to help you and not hurt you. Also making sure that it like turns into a reverse bow choke. So when I go under my opponent, I just got to make sure that they can't turn away the wrong way, just like a normal bow choke, right? If I grab the collar like this, all right, I want to make sure that my opponent doesn't turn where it opens it up. I don't want them to turn, I want them to turn where it chokes them, right? So the same thing, when I have it, I gotta make sure that I control the leg and they can't roll away, and that I can still finish the choke. Getting your shoulders up on their chest so that you're not trying to pull from here, but you're like pulling from here, all right? So that pretty much covers the whole loop choke way I try to set up my loop chokes. And if you guys have any questions, just send me a message. I appreciate it.